All right, everyone. Module 11, assignment 2, using multiple worksheets. So we have a scenario here. We want to basically arrive at the end of the day at the total cost it's going to take under two scenarios. One if we use overnight, the other if we use standard shipping. So we have an Excel worksheet that we're going to build out for this purpose. Go ahead and open this up. You're going to save as a first step, please. Okay. So you'll open Wizard Works. We'll do a save as, save a copy. Okay, that's a Control Alt Delete, or not Control Alt Delete, sorry, Control Shift S on most computers. All right. So the first thing we're going to come in here when we do is we're going to add our name. We're going to add the date that we created this. Okay. Formatted it for me. I could come up here, and if I were to click on more number formats, I could change the way this looks in the cell, for example. All right, so that it exists to me here. Now, since I've put in a standard date, it's going to give me this. I could put in any date. I could say 11/20/22 in this format. It'll still do it. I could do 2022 11/20. It'll still do it. I could do Feb 20 2022, and it doesn't recognize it. So something to keep in mind that the way in which you input it will matter, but once the the cell has been given its instructions, so long as you enter a valid date in here, it'll show up. Okay, so this is our date. This is the first step we're going to do. We will have saved this, to a new name first. Okay, again, save as a copy. All right, rename it. Okay, come into order form. We're going to now put in that information that we had there. We have got Kevin Kemper is our customer. In 6, we want to do 314 for the order number. Okay, in the range, C9 here to C13. This is our range, okay? A range can go this way, it could go down, it could go multiple. It is just our selected. So a range is any number of cells basically together. All right, we're going to enter this address information. Okay. Cell 5, enter a function that displays the current date. So I do that. I'm going to go ahead and open the functions here. Okay. So I could look for different types of functions. So typically, let me see, where's my formulas? Here we go. Okay. So the other way I can look at that is over here in formulas. So I want a function that displays the current date. So when you're in the formulas tool tab, I know that we did some stuff here in the window and the error checking in the previous one to trace precedence, for example. If we were to come to this cell, these are dynamic, so it won't do a trace precedence, but we'll look at a trace precedence in a minute. In this instance, we're in cell C5 and we want to do today's date. So I just clicked on this little drop down here and it's giving me all of the potential date-based formulas I could use in Excel. All right, so today is the one that we're going to use, but take a look through this to understand some of this. Now, these each do different things. So I'm going to double click today. I'm just going to hit enter and it's going to be there. Let's, for example, look at another one of these. So month. If I click on month and then I say from this cell, it's now given us the month. I could have also done equals month and then done today. Know what the current month is. Okay. So I could also say equals day, 20th day. I could do a number of different things. Okay. So hour and second, if we want to get down to that granularity. Now is like now the time. Year, same thing. So if I were to do equals year, then come over here and close my parenthesis. Okay, so I've now just told it, I said, okay, so tell me what year is present in this cell. You could do month here, close parenthesis, and then day. So I could now, if I needed to, break this out into various ways. I could also say equals concatenate these things. Oops. Okay, concatenate him, him. Oops. No, I want to start with this one. I'm going to start with this one and this one. Well, that kind of forces it all together. So I've now just I've extracted from today the year, the month, and the date. I've then concatenated it all in this one grouping. I'm going to now, in this cell next to it, I'm going to come and specify this one as a short date. And I'm going to equal this cell and see how it shows up differently. More number formats. Okay, so I have to add, if I want this to work, some level of an indicator that this is broken between them. And maybe this will work now. There we go. Okay, it updated it. I want to see the date. Also a date. So it's not letting me do it for whatever reason, but it was okay. Anyway, these are some ways you can play with the date calculations. All right. What we really want to do is today though. Okay, in the range B20 to E22, enter the following information, or F22, which is this range of cells right here. We have 001, tab, bucket of fireworks, tab. And then I'm just going to put the number in without the $sign, because when I clicked on this cell, I noticed that this said currency. So this cell's already been formatted for me. This one is general number. I'm going to hit 1, and then I'm going to hit enter. Okay. Now NAF, tab, night air, foundation, tab 12.95, tab 4. Okay. And then I've got one more, which is the MR2OB. Okay, here we go. In cell C15, create a pull down using data validation of cells from E9 to E10. Okay, so I'm going to come over here to cell C15. And what I'm going to tell it is the only two values available to you are those that I'm selecting, I'm giving you. Nothing else can be inputted here. So it'll give me a drop down. All right, so I'm going to come over to my data tab. This is the part that we're going to be living in this time. And I'm going to come over here and say data validation. And the type that I want is a list. Okay. And now it's told me from E9 to E10. So these two options, basically either standard or overnight. So in order to select them, I am going to hit this little Excel icon here. It's going to decrease this window to allow me to come over back here into the active worksheet. And I'm going to come to E9, select it, and drag down. So I've selected these two cells. I'm going to come back over here to my little drop down. Okay, again, that's this little guy in the corner that's jumping us up and back.